Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Renaissance Marie Austin and I am here tonight. I think this is like the first video I've ever done at home in my room. I've been writing all day, typing all day, and I wanted to go ahead and get this video done and out of the way and out of my heart so that I can share with you everything that I have learned about Billie Eilish's Your Power music video and song lyrics. So it's been a while since I've done a video. I just celebrated my birthday, April 24th, Taurus season. I have no problem saying how old I am now. Because I've had many enlightenments about age, and in so many ways it really is just a number. But my twin and I just turned 42, and I can't believe I'm 42. That is like so crazy. But I still feel like that same 8-year-old on the elementary school playground dreaming. I still dream. But yeah, my twin and I, twin B, we actually went to Joshua Tree for our birthday, and it was such an amazing trip. It was like a day trip, a quick day trip, but we got a lot of things done, and I will more than likely be posting a little bit of that on my other channel, like the main popular commercial channel. But this channel is where I put a lot of my biblical references. It's my job. Okay, hold on. Okay, because I need to go to sleep. I need to go to sleep. Sorry, guys. Should be told. Oh, I have to be there at 9 a.m. Wait, what is this? Okay. Alright, let me just... Okay, well, guys, I'm going to have to be up early. I'm going to have to be up... Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this done. Just know this is my end of the day task, okay? So, I'm sharing... no, let me leave my phone on. Okay, so I'm sharing the full breakdown of everything that I got for the Your Power music video and song lyrics. I've already written the full article, and just like some of my other videos, I like to read directly from the article because everything is there and it's organized. Just to give you a little bit about myself, I'm a native of LA, California girl, and I am a creative. I am an artist. I love music. I grew up, with a musician father. Just music every day, like throughout my home, day in and day out. I recently graduated finally. I went back to school like 4 years ago for music. Finally graduated, so I am certified in commercial music. I do have my degree in fine arts, music, applied degree, vocal performance, theory, everything. So on that side of things, the natural side of things, I think I have some credibility to talk about music, and it's my goal to do more like music journalism and write about music and artists and different songs. On the supernatural or spiritual side of things, I do know that I have strong gifts for intuition and discernment. I've been a dreamer, and I've had visions since I was a kid, since I was aware that I was a person on this earth. I've mentioned this in other videos, so I'm trying to go really, really fast so that I can just get to the context And so I tend to blur these two worlds, you know, the natural world and the supernatural world, because for me, I'm always trying to learn everything that I need to learn about how the world works and how it applies to me, and the understanding that I need to, you know, just go through this life and to love on people, to be a woman of faith. As you can see, well, actually, ever since my birthday, I've been putting my head covering on. I haven't worn my head coverings in a long time, but I've always kind of worn wigs to cover my hair. That's like a older Jewish tradition, usually for married Jewish women. I am not a married Jewish woman, but it's a beautiful thing when they go out and they wear their wigs, because they believe that their hair is only for their husbands. And yeah, it's pretty old tradition. But ever since my birthday, I just felt, you know, God speaking to cover my head. This is what I wore even on my birthday. I treated myself to dinner, and I've been wearing my head coverings ever since. So I just been feeling like the message that I was just getting was that, you know, as the world is getting darker, people are forgetting about faith. They are forgetting about God, and they're forgetting about that connection to God. So there needs to be more representation of people who are carrying faith physically, not just in their heart and in their mind, but who can be an example or even a display of that faith outwardly. So, and it's not for me to be like, oh, I just pray and I wear long dresses all the way to my ankle. And it's not really like that. There's a lot of things that we worry too much about that we shouldn't worry about. We should just leave it in God's hands. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go with it. I'm excited about this. Okay, so I have my tablet here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started on this article. So first, you guys should know I am a huge Billie Eilish fan. I actually have a fan page. That's like the funniest thing. I was telling one of my friends that you know, when I was a kid, we wrote letters and we actually like walked them to the mailbox, and we actually put it inside the mailbox and sent it to a fan club, and then, which was probably the label, and then we got like these autograph photos back with the artist, oh my gosh, signing my name and thank you for the letter, you know, not even knowing if they've ever even seen it, you know. But I used to keep notebooks and cut out pictures of like my favorite celebrities. And I mean, I've always been like that since I was a kid. And I would just write little things. I would learn everybody's autographs, because autographs were everything at that time. And I knew how to write my favorite celebrity's autograph. And I would just go through my notebooks and write their autographs, just thinking that like all of these celebrities gave me their autographs. But you know, I was on Instagram and I saw a lot of other fan pages, and I just thought it would be fun and a good outlet for me. So I decided to do an Instagram fan page, and it is actually very satisfying. It really is, like, to just love on the people that you love. It's very, very satisfying to do that. Billie Eilish's work has been a personal help to me in so many ways, and I won't go into that like right now, because there's other articles here on my blog that explain, you know, just how I discovered her, and just, yeah, like, she just makes my heart feel warm and fuzzy. I also feel like, and I know this is kind of weird, and I won't give too much information, but like that even though I don't personally know Billie Eilish, that I've been kind of like assigned to the art that she is putting out into the world, and I dig into it very deeply, because I feel like it teaches me a lot of things, or it confirms the things that I've been through, or because she is 19 and there's things that she knows at 19 that a lot of us figured out way later. It just shows a lot of like confirmations and affirmations about things that I have learned about the world already. And when I see her speak on particular subjects and she's giving like nuggets of wisdom, I'm like, this girl knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's talking about. So let's get into it. Okay. So here is what I love about Billie and Phineas and the process by which they make music. Before Your Power even begins, there is a component that sounds like someone is sitting in a chair. It is obviously sound picked up by the studio microphone, but whatever it is, I love the fact that it is a part of the song, because like with most songs, they just start. And I believe that this element is intentional. It has to be intentional with Phineas and Billie and Phineas because it's there, or it would have been cut out. And I believe this element says to me, I need your attention. The visual I get is like that of a person stepping to a podium and tapping the mic to let the attendees know that the program is getting ready to commence. I wonder if I should turn off my heater, but it feels so good. But I think you can hear me okay. Ultimately, Billie wants my attention. And while I initially do not know that Your Power is going to have a powerful message, by the end of the music video, I know why she wants me to listen. The song opens up with the most beautiful guitar melody and strumming pattern, which is allowed to breathe for some time before the vocals actually come in. And I mean, seriously, like if you haven't seen a video, or even if you haven't heard the song yet, just the guitar alone, like even if it was an instrumental, it's just it settles you in. It really does settles you in, and it relaxes you. So she wants your attention, then she wants you to relax. So the song, so let's see. Suddenly, Billie enters on such a lovely pitch and phrase that stays with me the whole time. The song is accompanied by a landscape view of caramel-colored mountains, ridges, and valleys. The mountains representing power, the climb to power, moving up in life, majesty, prominence, seeing things from a different viewpoint or perspective, and authority. The valleys representing lows, the starting place, and oftentimes the dark and low periods of life. As the song continues, I am captivated by the scenery when suddenly Billie comes into focus as she sits on the side of the cliff of the mountain. And it is exactly what it is, a coming into focus moment. It represents moments of realization, deep thoughts, revelation, introspection, and seeing things more clearly. The fact that she is sitting high up shows that she has not only been physically elevated, indicating the power she has received because of her career, but also consciously, meaning new revelations about past situations and interpretations with people both personally and professionally. Light has been shed on old information and new understanding has come. This brings emotional growth, which is both hard to push through and freeing at the same time. And also, I've said this in other videos, like when I say Billie, and you will hear me say this like in this commentary, I like to say oftentimes our narrator or our character or the character Billie, because it is a music video, it is a visual. I do not want to make it where I'm saying like Billie the person, like this is her personal everything that's happening in this video is happening to her personally. That is not really the goal here. So whenever you hear me say Billie, just think in terms of the narrator or the character. If I am to say something personally about her, then I will say Billie the person, and I will be specifically talking about her. Next, during the pre-chorus, we get the first glimpse of a large snake slithering across Billie, our character's lap. The snake also represents power, its actions and the process by which it moves, very slow, steady, and harmful over time. To look into this a little more, I want to explain the nature of this kind of snake, which may be a boa or a python. They are called constricting snakes, and when they find their prey, they first attach themselves to them. A large snake moving in on its victim in the beginning does not seem damaging, but as the snake continues, it coils around and around, slowly restricting blood flow. The snake knows how to detect if its prey is still breathing, and with every heartbeat, it squeezes tighter, causing organs and the heart to receive less and less oxygen. That's crazy. The prey or victim eventually dies from suffocation, taking its last breath. And when this happens, the snake releases its hold. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. That's crazy. Okay. The visuals for the second chorus renders a lovely, widened view of Billie on the mountain overlooking the valley in front of her. The rocking back and forth is quite heart-wrenching for me. I see in this character a person who has recently been awakened by the revelations of past situations and has come to a wise conclusion that power is being abused everywhere and in every way. There is disappointment and hurt within the body language of the torso doubling over as if being punched in the stomach. Pain lives there in that moment. Within the valley, I see this character's past, upbringing, situations, and interaction with people she knew or still may know. I see this valley as a dumping ground for all of those experiences, and she's overlooking them from new and higher ground. I am a person who goes out to catch sunsets nearly every day and spends time in mountainous areas. I have always loved mountains, you guys. I've always loved deserts, and it's crazy that like now I live in a desert. Like, not that I want to live in a desert. Like, I'm from the city, but it's like God has me here for a reason. And I'm very close to the mountains, and I just go, like sometimes even if I need like 10 or 15 minutes and I go up to like Lido Creek or something, or it's very close to my house. So I just go, and that's all I need is to be somewhere where there's no city noise, or just in a place. A lot of these places that I found that I can go, and they're within the city, but you don't even know that you're in the city. And I will say this: the higher you go, the more you can see in totality. When standing at an intersection on a street, I can only see the traffic lights and the cars that are within my view. But if I go high up into a mountain and look out over the city, I can see all of the city lights for miles and miles. The viewpoint is more vast. The shots we get of the sky are very lovely, meant for beauty first, and is what you generally see whenever you drive to a lookout and observe the beauty above, whether it be sunrises, sunsets, or a dreamy cloudy day. Sometimes there are no clouds, but typically what you see in the video is what you find. I myself, like I said, I'm from California, and I am familiar with the location where the video was shot. Continuing on. Most people who habitually sky gaze or stargaze are doing just that. They're looking up at the sky. In doing so, there are energies of peace and hope that takes over the mind, offering the feeling that everything is going to be okay. I believe that these clips of the heavenly clouds and sun indicate a glimmer of hope, and that there is still hope in the midst of, or perhaps after, abuse. Nextly, during the second verse, the snake, representing the actions of power, is becoming aggressive, coiling itself around the victim more, moving up to the neck and wrapping itself around the throat. The lyrics, which I will address at the end, coincide with this visual perfectly. Here we are talking about lies and deceit. Someone claiming they didn't know something, therefore not owning up to their part in the situation and placing the blame on someone else. This manipulation is now making the victim feel bound and unable to move or speak. But again, as I observe the third chorus, I am taken to the heavenlies again, where there is a glimmer of hope. This is the second reminder to not give up, but to push through and heal from past hurts. As the frames circle back down, we get to our last line of the song that says, "But power isn't pain." And with this lyric comes the visual of the character fully bound by the abuse of power and is completely paralyzed. From this point, the camera zooms out, just as it zoomed in the beginning, to bring me back where I started. However, I should not be the same person as I was in the beginning. I should be a different person, of which I am. Billie, the character, is not even the same person as she was in the beginning. She goes from being free to being bound. And what is crazy is that the and the la la la's being sung at the end, ad-libs usually associated with freedom and sunny days. Like I can imagine, little children going la la la, running through a flowery field. This shows that a person can be bound and not even know it. They can be bound and believe that they are free. They can be bound and believe everything is all good, until later they realize that they were being mistreated the whole time. Oh my God. Mind blown. Mind blown. Let's think very quickly. In the movies, when a person is tied up to a chair, being interrogated or tortured, do they sing ums and la la la's? No, they yell and they scream and they call for help. I am moved as I just received a substantial message I can personally relate to. And just as the zoom in was captivating, so is the zoom out, when suddenly there is a quick suction of breath and the picture goes black. Guys, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it's a breath of relief, like a sigh. No, it's a, guys, that sudden breath is the last breath taken due to suffocation because of the abuse of power. The constricting snake has done its job. In my final interpretation, the moral of the story is that those who abuse their power need to be shown what they are actually doing to people they prey on or victimize. And that is what this music video shows. While most abusers are self-centered and inward focused, they are not aware that they are causing suffering, pain, and hurt, and even physical, spiritual, or mental death through the breaking of one's soul. Oh my gosh. Let's look at the lyrics. Okay. The chorus, try not to abuse your power. I know we didn't choose the change. You might not want to lose your power, but having it so strange. I find the chorus of your power to be quite conversational. I see two people who have grown in power talking to each other. One saying, hey, try not to abuse your power because if you abuse it, you can lose it if not handled with care. This is a full-blown command, period. Guys, this is a commandment. Listen, a pointing of one's finger to Billie herself and to everyone else in positions of power or those who will eventually gain power of their own. Listen to this message. I have it in all caps. This is a commandment. The chorus is a command. It is a commandment. In the line, we didn't choose to change, says that change just is. It is inevitable. We did not choose to go from powerless to powerful, but we did. And now we have to be responsible with what we have. No matter what, things always change, whether you want them to or not. The last line is clear, but having it so strange. Billie has always talked about how strange it is to be in the position she is in. And I believe this line is fully reflective of how she feels. Now, when I'm talking about the lyrics of the song, I am talking about Billie the person and perhaps her intentions and motivations behind the song lyrics. So let me go on. I've lumped the first verse and the second verse together. So in the first and second verses, we get a sneak peek into some specifics on how power is misused within the context of a relationship. While I am sure Billie has pulled from personal experiences and the experiences of others, the main idea here is that manipulation of power has everything to do with diverse forms of relationships. There are always two or more parties involved. She said, you were a hero. You played the part. Says a lot about how one party can be completely innocent and naive, seeing something that really is not there. Heroes are saviors. They are good people with superhuman strength whose mission is to stop all the bad guys. The other party steps into the role of what the other person perceives them to be, but really it's a smoking mirror. When the smoke clears, the true colors of the person is revealed. But now she's got to get to class is a powerful line. This is an outright statement against or about really underage relationships which have been taking place for decades. I mean, guys, when I was 16, my boyfriend was 20. Listen, I met him dancing on Soul Train, okay? Listen, that's all the details I'm going to give about that situation. But I have gotten into a little tiffs with young people who, and I understand that generations are different. The millennials, the Gen Zers, they experience things that my generations have never experienced, and we experience things that even today's generations will never experience. But I'm telling you, listen, I was a good girl. I didn't have to sneak out the window to go meet up with some guy. And when I was in high school, there were tons of girls that were like, I like older men. My boyfriend is older. My boyfriend is in college. Like, you guys, I'm not even going to go into it. It's a whole nother narrative, a whole nother conversation. We know what laws say state by state of who and what they consider like a legal age for something, and we have to be mindful that that is written law. We are supposed to abide by it. It is there for maintenance and control for quality control. Everybody don't always abide by it. I, uh, again, age is a number, and then it's not a number. It's too much. It's too much, okay? Let me just tell you. But anywho, let me also say the key word here, or the key thought, is underage. When you see something that says, but she has to go to class, I'm thinking of someone who's a schoolgirl, but it's not even just that. This is addressing situations where adults abuse children as well, both boys and girls. And this is way younger than school age, children who cannot defend themselves and who are powerless against an adult who takes authority over them. So in the second verse, the line, does it keep you in control for you to keep her in a cage? Immediately makes me think of caged animals, right? And while I know there are highly ill people who keep individuals locked up in basements, cages, vaults, basements, cages, vaults, psychological manipulation puts people in mental cages as well. It puts the heart and soul in a cage, and they feel as though they cannot get out. This is why it is difficult for many women to leave abusive relationships. Let's see, where else? Okay. Next, we're talking about the pre-choruses. Ugh, everyone loves this line. How dare you? How could you? Listen, if there is one person who can gently call out users, it is Billie Eilish. These two lines literally are telling abusers they are scumbags, period. They put puppet masters in their place. And if anyone is an abuser and gets approached with these questions, they should feel convicted and then start the process of becoming less of an egotistical and power-grabbing idiot. In both pre-choruses, where the question is asked, will you only feel bad, suggest secrecy and keeping things in the dark. If what was transpiring came to light, a person's career, family, friends, their whole public life would be affected. Also, just about all manipulation and abuse of power is done undisclosed, oftentimes never to be revealed. And this is why people commit suicide over the untelling of souls. Let's talk about that last line again. The last line in this song, but power isn't pain, is one of the most sturdy. When I really thought about this lyric, I said to myself, when has the word power ever come up in culture and conversation and people not think of it in a negative way? When has anyone thought of power positively? The final thought here is that just because someone has power does not mean they have to use it to cause pain to others. Power can be positive, useful, and helpful to others if managed properly. And it's that simple. Power does not have to hurt anyone. Okay, let's talk about the 22 seconds of silence. The video ends right at 4 minutes. I only know about this because one of the fandom sisters put up a post and I was like, that's cool. Now, we have 22 seconds of a black screen after the 4 minutes in. Many are speculating a few theories. I will let them have their theories. For me, I understand something very simple. And guys, honestly, seriously, it is not even that deep. The online world inundates us with an abundance of online advertisement. Most of us watch new videos on the YouTube platform, and at the end of each video comes another video to click or advertisement immediately following. Billie does not want anything to distract you, to distract me from the message she has just given. There are no next video to watch ads overlaying her own video. She knows she has just given a very strong message and visual, and she wants you to take the time to process it instead of being drawn to something else right away. I then thought about some of Billie's other self-directed films and recalled that she has always given a little space for processing with a few seconds of black screen. One, if I recall, being about 15 seconds. But why 22 seconds and not more or less? I decided to look into biblical numbers, which I'm not really well versed in, guys, to see if there was anything that made sense to me. I am not a super expert in numbers. I just know I am an expert in my number that was assigned to me, and that number is 444. And that's a whole different story. So what I was able to pull out here was, okay, we have a video that literally cuts off at 4 minutes, and then we have 22 seconds of black screen. So I decided to look into the number 22. And this is just literal surface information through a few online searches. And diving into the number 22, I am getting references to biblical kings who ruled in unpopular fashion. They were not liked by the people. Words that stand out relating to my short research are authority, rulers, power, unpopular, tyranny, relationships, and spiritual development. And there's so much more that goes along with that. But those are the ones that I felt like related to this narrative. Studying numbers can be very time consuming. So this is just surface information. For all I know, the end of your power contains 22 seconds of silence just because it wants to. I would suggest looking into the theory of 22 seconds on your own and seeing what you come up with. So, I don't know. I don't know why 22 seconds, but I'll kind of look into it a little bit more just because I'm curious, and I think it's like fun to find information that's out there that I can add to my database. So, you guys, that is all that I have. This wasn't too long. It wasn't 2 hours, thank goodness. But if you want to read my article, the link is going to be down in the description area. There were some other videos on YouTube that I watched about the number 22 that I thought was like kind of cool and interesting. I feel like if everything aligns, that it would make sense that this number would be connected to maybe people who have ruled. And I mean, that has to do with power as well. But I'll look into it a little bit more, okay? So I have to be up early in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and get myself to sleep. I thank you so much for watching. Continue to be prayerful about the times that we live in. I pray for Billie all the time. I have my little clique, my little girls. We be praying for Billie, but we pray for a lot of things. And I feel like she is very strong in her artistry. And if you dig deep enough, the messages are there, the lessons are there. And yeah, so God bless. Have a great night. And I will actually see you guys again very soon. I'm finishing up an extensive article on Black is King, actually, by Beyonce. Um, my friend recently introduced me to it, even though like I'm late to the game. People have watched it, but God's timing is perfect. I know why I'm just seeing it, and oh my goodness, I'm telling you, it's another mind blown situation, and I can't wait to finish it. Okay, have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye bye.